All right, this is on to Richmond, one of the basic game scenarios. And the reason I'm sticking to the basic game scenarios is because the campaign game is kind of long. So you can, spend an entire evening just doing 2 turns. And so the campaign game being 112 turns in duration, that could be quite an undertaking. That could be on your table for some time. And I have limited space, so that's one of the reasons why I'm sticking to the basic game scenarios, which are a lot of fun, really, and gives you the flavor of the whole campaign. So this is the 7 days campaign. It's the one I've been really eager to play. So we see Stonewall coming up from the valley there. And Stonewall is beginning his boys with fatigue level 3. So all of his guys there have these markers on them. So these, what do you call them? Fatigue markers. If they're on fatigue level 3, they're going to be, all the divisions and units are going to be exhausted at the end of this turn. And so that's going to impact their next day's operations. There is a 1 in 6 chance that their units will become disordered, which will really hamper future operations. But we need him desperately to get into a position here where they can threaten the flank of the Union Army. Union Army's entrenched here right along the south side of the Chickahominy. They are within range now of Richmond. That if the situation remains unchanged at the end of the game, Union wins a decisive victory just by virtue of this many divisions in that proximity to the capital. So Lee's goal is to maneuver the Union Army away from the capital. McClellan's job is to prevent that, and barring that, while minimizing losses, he has the option of changing his base to the James, which would mean falling back, at least in some capacity, toward the James, getting his supplies out of danger from the flanking attack from Lee's army. So the scenario is considerably more complicated than most of the basic game scenarios that you're going to encounter in this series. So there's several pages of a couple pages at least of special rules just pertaining to this scenario, and quite a lot of victory objectives that you'll need to pay attention to. The Union does also have a gunboat that can protect on the York River, the Mattaponi, and the Pamunkey. And so rather than put him in his box, which is easy to forget, it's off the map over here, I just kind of like to leave him along the river, and he just kind of stands out and lets you know that you can bombard and get defensive support along the river spaces adjacent to those rivers. If they do a base change to the James, then they'll get another gunboat token that can help them along this particular river here. Union also gets a few reinforcements, and that'll be happening over the course of the next week. So we're going to play this out, do some videos, and just kind of see where this 7 days campaign takes us. Will Lee be able to replicate his feat from 1862, turn the tables on the Union, which is really poised to deliver a crippling blow to the Confederacy? Or will McClellan be able to recover his balance in time and recover his nerve and be able to turn the tables on Lee, he's got a pretty hard-hitting army, but he does have limited numbers when compared to the Union. So the Union has an advantage in 2 ways. They have an advantage in numbers. They have an advantage in artillery. The Confederacy has the advantage in movement and maneuver. They also have advantage in their leaders have higher tactical ratings. As you can see at the number on the left, their tactical ratings tend to be much higher than the Union boys do. So their divisions tend to be one better, or can be at least one better. Like Winder has a tactical rating of 3. Most of the Union generals, division generals, have a tactical rating of 2. Some of them are 1s. The cavalry is pretty terrible. Corps commanders have a rating of 3 on the Union side, and with the exception of Magruder, the Confederates have a rating of 4. So you have A.P. Hill, you have Longstreet, you have D.H. Hill, and you have Jackson in this particular one, and then Prince John Magruder. So we'll play this out and see how it goes.